stereotypes that rattle around in my head no differently than anyone else's, that affect people's lives, where there might not be a villain. We can't point the finger, but we can look in the mirror and ask, what will we do as individuals and institutions to make good on the promise? But yellow comes from the idea of taking something that was pejorative, you know, a name that was attached, a label, part of a stereotype, part of these images of the exotic Oriental, something with not so nice connotations. I can be proud of this. I'm going to take yellow and claim it for myself. You know, if other people are going to call me yellow, I'm going to say, hey, sure, I am yellow. And not only am I yellow, I'm proud of it, and I'm going to put it on the cover of my book. In the time that we have together, I hope to provoke you to think for yourselves, not to persuade you to believe as I do, but to provoke you to think about issues of race, diversity, civil rights, and the changing face of our nation, as perhaps you've never thought of them before. American ideals are great, but sometimes we fall short. It's not our fault, and we can make a difference. We can change the world. It's these moments that make me determined to do better, for us to be organized, for us to assert in a principled way our power, that we are here, that we're here to stay, that we're equals, and that we will stand up and speak out.
Go ahead, Frank.
Oh, hi. All right. How is everyone? I'm so humbled and honored to receive this award. It's great to see that Asian Americans are standing up and speaking out, not only on their own behalf, but for American ideals. As we do that, I urge us to do so in the service of bridge building and allyship, not division and selfishness. In this moment of pandemic and of global protest long overdue, Asian Americans are looked at with suspicion, as if we are to blame for contagion or responsible for espionage against this nation that we call our own. For Asian Americans, our experience often has been mistaken identity twice over. Told you all look alike, so one ethnicity mistaken for another, regarded as perpetual foreigners, even if we're native born, adopted, or mixed, as if we're truly loyal to someplace else, not to the United States, that we regard as ours as much as anyone's, as the only home that we have known. Asian Americans, sometimes dubbed the model minority, have so often been used to attack other people of color, and I lament that for some Asian Americans, as they become active, they too have succumbed to that temptation. Instead of embracing and reaching out, showing empathy for African Americans, Latinos, Native Americans, people of every background who believe in the American dream, they also have promoted the idea that they're better, they're special, not like their neighbors and coworkers. Well, I'm humbled to receive this award because I've always believed in the principles that have brought us together, that attracted our ancestors, whether parents or grandparents, strangers from a different shore, to this place, this city upon a hill that offers freedom and opportunity. May we make good on the promise of this nation. That will happen only if we see that diversity and democracy are processes that mutually reinforce one another, that demand our engagement. Thank you so very much. And don't forget, in a few weeks, go out there, exercise your right, fulfill your responsibility, and vote. Thank you so much.
Frank, congratulations for that. Well-deserved, my friend, and always good to see you. Congratulations also to the other award recipient today and that we so far this evening. Now, I think we've figured it out, and I'm gonna hope and dream that as I introduced her before, that her screen will pop up, and on top of that, we may even get a little bit of sound. from the president of OCA, Sharon Wong. And here we are. Okay, I hear some rustling, Sharon. So I think we're good to go this time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the dais here, Sharon Wong, president of OCA.
Good afternoon or good evening, Richard. Can you all hear me? I think so. So good evening, everyone. On behalf of OCA, Asian Pacific American Advocates, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to this 29th Annual OCA National Corporate Achievement Awards. I know it started a few minutes before I could come on, so I beg your forgiveness for my technical difficulties tonight. You know, every year, I look forward to this event because we get to meet some of the biggest rising stars in our community, right? They represent the best and the brightest in corporate sector. If you think how often we walk into rooms, meetings, and gatherings that don't have faces that look like ours, yet we know we are making some incremental progress in changing that. So it is my hope that it won't be that way for too much longer, because we have individuals like tonight's honorees who continue to serve as role models for our community, and they lift others up along the way. Now, I don't think you've done this part, but normally when we'd have an in-person event, we'd have a head table, right, with honored guests, and you met some of it tonight, and I would get to introduce these honored guests, and they'd acknowledge as they stand and wave. But in this virtual age, and thanks to technology, I am delighted to have them join me on this virtual stage as I announce them. And like I say, you've met some of them, right? Mr. Tony Waller, the Senior Director for Constituent Relations at Walmart, right? Ken Lee would have been at that table as well, our OCA CEO. And of course, you would have also met the first daughter, Alexa Wong. Of course, you would have met Joanne Tabelia Murphy, OCA's Business Advisory Council Chair. And of course, I would have gotten to introduce you, Richard. So my apologies. So let's give them all a round of applause. And then finally, I would like to thank the national staff for putting together such a beautiful gala. We couldn't even get our work done, not just tonight's program, but the work that's done on behalf of OCA because of our staff. So I look forward to a memorable event this evening and for us to continue. So thank you, and back to you, Richard.
All right, we did it, Sharon. It was great to see you. And after all these years, I don't even know how many years that I've been blessed with being able to be part of OCA and OCA's celebrations throughout the year. It's always great to hear your message, Sharon. So thank you for that, and certainly do appreciate it. And now it's time to present you this year's OCA National Asian Pacific American Corporate Achievement Award honorees. And here to introduce tonight's first honoree, please welcome HOLLI Martinez. She is the Vice President, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at T-Mobile. And so, HOLLI, thank you so much for being here tonight, this afternoon, here for the OCA Awards. Over to you, HOLLI Martinez from T-Mobile. Well, I don't know if it's me. Maybe I've sort of brought a lot of bad luck here. HOLLI Martinez was indeed here earlier, and we see her name on screen right now. I'm hoping she can hear us. That HOLLI Martinez, are you here? Okay, well, as we find out where HOLLI is, and we'll get to her somehow, I'm going to move on to introduce our next, the honoree for the next award, and the person that's going to do that is to introduce our next honoree is Nidhi Munjal, VP of International Partnership Services at Walmart. And I am hoping that Nidhi is around so that we can move on to our next honoree, and Nidhi will introduce the next honoree. Again, Nidhi Munjal, VP of International Partnership Services at Walmart. Are you here?
Hey, Richard, this is Joanne. Just wanted to let you know that Nidhi was tied up and not able to make it. And so instead, we have Mr. Rahul Jalali, who will be representing Nidhi. Rahul, can you turn on your mic and your video, please?
Joanne, thanks for doing that. And it's good to see you too.
Thanks.
You know, sometimes I felt like I was sitting up here all alone. And there I am alone again. So
we are with you, Richard.
Somebody's here, right? Somebody, you know, I got this empty studio. I'm at 30 Rock here today, and it's pretty quiet in the building, Joanne. And again, who will be introducing in place of Nidhi?
We have up on the video, or up on the slide here, Rahul Jalali, who is our retail technology vice president. And I'm hoping that he's able to connect in. Perhaps Tu can jump in here for us.
Sorry, I think Rahul actually joined as an attendee. So if we can have Rahul hop off and join back on, and we'll just keep moving down the list of awardees. And if my staff members can send Rahul.
I think Holly joined in, so maybe we can go back to Holly, please.
Holly Martinez. Okay, we can do that. Is that you, Holly?
This is me. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
The whole 9 yards. We got it all. Holly Martinez. Boy, good to see you.
I am so sorry. My apologies. I was having technical difficulties.
No problem. I thought you were just trying to see how long I could vamp, and I was going to start bringing out sock puppets and everything. All right, over to you, Holly, and good to see you.
Hello. It is such a pleasure to be here, and I want to thank you so much for what you do. You know, I am so, it's such an honor to present Farney today, Farney Boaton, who has been just a tremendous advocate for the Asian Pacific Islander community. We were so lucky through the merger with Sprint to have her be part of the T-Mobile family. And she has been a tremendous advocate, not only at Sprint, but as she's come over to T-Mobile, and she leads our Asian Pacific Islander, we call it APAN group at T-Mobile. But more than that, Farney is tremendously engaged in her community and organizations that support equity and equality for the Asian Pacific Islander community. And I just can't say enough about her, and I am so thankful to see her being honored today. So Farney, I just hope you know just how much we appreciate you, and we appreciate all of your advocacy and your hard work, and thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Holly, for the introduction. Your leadership and your uncarrier vision to take T-Mobile diversity, equity, and inclusion to the next level is an inspiration. Thank you, OCA, for this award. I am grateful for the long-standing partnership between T-Mobile and OCA, and for your commitment to advocacy for civil rights and equality for the Asian American community. I'm humbled and honored to receive this award. I want to thank all of the DE&I leadership team and executive sponsors at T-Mobile, and in particular, Callie Field, EVP Customer Care, also the executive sponsor for Multicultural Alliance. I'm grateful for your support, your passion, and commitment to social justice and inclusion. John Saw, EVP Advanced and Emerging Technologies, also the executive sponsor for APAN. Thank you for being in this ERG leadership journey with me the last 2.5 years. And to Flower Kentukeli, thank you for being my mentor and my friend. I admire your passion in the DE&I work. To my boss, Mark Lipford, thank you for your support and for allowing me to carry this APAN ERG torch while entrusting me with my day job to contribute and deliver the 5G technology specifications. And lastly, to my dear husband, Jeff, thank you for your support and your love. Thank you for grilling the few hundred chicken sautés for me when I needed them for a fundraising charity event. As a co-chair for Asia Pacific and Allies Network ERG, I am committed to doing all I can to create a great place to work for our Asian and Pacific Islander communities. It is my passion to be the voice for those whose voice would otherwise not be heard. I've met so many interesting people during my last few years of leadership in the community. As the president of the Malaysian Association in Quezon City, I was invited by the Malaysian ambassador to an official state dinner at the Malaysian Embassy office in DC with the Prime Minister of Malaysia at the time. It was definitely one of the highlights of my leadership role in the community. For the young Asian professionals out there, I would highly encourage you to get involved in the community. It's a great way to develop your leadership skills, diversify your network, learn about other culture while teaching others about yours. And finally, be authentic, be courageous, and be you. Thanks again. Back to you.
Congratulations, Farney. And I'm sure everybody in the audience as well, clapping and snapping out loud. Thank you, Holly, as well for that introduction. Next up, I think Rahul Jalali, I think I may have seen you dip in there for a second, VP of Retail Technology, Walmart, to introduce our next honoree. Rahul, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. I cannot see you though.
The host hasn't host needs
allowed that as
oh,
of yet. Okay, there you go. Okay, over to you, Rahul.
All right. Hey, it's an absolute honor to be back with this distinguished group. I had the honor to present on behalf of Walmart last year to our nominee Samarth Das. But I want to take the opportunity to thank OCA National for the opportunity to be here and for your great partnership with Walmart. At Walmart, as you've heard Tony and Joanne talk about, we're committed to diversity and inclusion. And it takes all of us working together to make a difference and help our customers save money so that they could live better. We want to ensure that all of our 2 million associates worldwide can bring their best self to work every single day. Our commitment includes associate resource groups, or ARGs as we lovingly call them. And one of that, our honoree and I are involved in the Asian Pacific Associate Network, or APAN, as our previous nominee also calls within the company. Our purpose is to be the employer of choice for Asian American Pacific Islander, a place where associates can fulfill the career aspirations and take pride in their heritage. We have 4 key tenets, which is include, engage, develop, and impact. It is not just about hiring, it's also making people count. We have several ways to interact with the leaders and learn about the business, and that's where Pauline MOHLER, our honoree, comes in. I have had the absolute pleasure of knowing Pauline for many years now. She's just not good at just the work part of it. She's phenomenal in leading our Asian Pacific Associate Network as the chair. Her strategic foresight, her tenacity, her thought leadership has motivated the team to make a difference for our associates. Pauline's aspirations just don't stay within the 4 walls at Walmart. She personally takes on time in the community to mentor Asian Pacific Islanders in Northwest Arkansas and actively supports the community events. I am very lucky to call her my friend. We are so lucky to have Pauline at the helm, and this award is very, very well deserved. So over to you, Pauline.
Thank you very much, Rahul. I appreciate that gracious introduction, and thanks for sharing about all the wonderful things that we're doing in our APAN ARG network. Nidhi was supposed to be here, and she has gotten caught up in a lot of things, and you and Nidhi both have been super supportive and have done a wonderful job advocating for our associates. And while Nidhi can't be here in person, What I want her to know if she's listening in the future is, you know, she's got this big role at work and she makes time to advocate and be involved with diversity and inclusion. And for her to nominate me is such a big honor. She mentors many associates, and I've also gotten to see this big heart she has where she spends her free time helping those in need, doing random acts of kindness for others. And before COVID hit, I had the opportunity to visit a nursing home with a group that Nidhi organized and saw firsthand the joy she has in helping others. That visit inspired me to want to bring a therapy dog into my family to join us on these types of visits. So coming to my family the next year will be a therapy dog in training. So I want to appreciate Nidhi for her leadership and the example she sets for all of us, including our Asian American Pacific Islander community. And Rahul, you have been right there with her. And we all appreciate both of you for all that you do for us every day. And as I reflect on leadership and the examples that I've had in my life, I wouldn't be here if not for my parents, Tony and Sonia Bello. And I'm excited to know that my mom is actually on this. She was able to figure out the technology, so that made me very happy. But they immigrated from the Philippines in the late 60s, and they were role models for integrity and perseverance for me, especially as the only Asian family in a small town in Michigan where I spent my youth. And if they ever saw another Asian family, sure enough, that family would be at our house having dinner, even if they were from another town in Michigan. So from an early age, I saw how welcoming my parents were to others. And I also realized the sacrifices and the decisions that they made to help me and my siblings to feel like we belonged in that community. And as I think about what example they set, it just takes me to the things that Rahul just mentioned about what we are doing as an Asian Pacific Associates Network at Walmart. And I think about those basic needs that we have as humans, about creating a sense of belonging, fostering an environment of career growth, and celebrating our culture. And our APAN Associate Resource Group has done and impacted in a large number of ways, from how do we merchandise our stores with Asian type products, from associate development programs for new associates, and also offering opportunities for associates to learn from our Asian officers in a very intimate setting where we get to hear about their career journeys and lessons learned. And in this time of social, racial unrest, we've also participated in activities like the #WashTheHate campaign. And also immigration has been a topic of discussion for our community. And as changes are taking place in the nation, our group is helping be a voice for these communities. And it's a privilege that we are part of a team and a working group to help in that effort. So I want to thank the Asian Pacific Associates leadership team. I want to thank them for all that they do, and I'm just honored to serve them. And within this community that I get to be in Northwest Arkansas, being involved in activities, as I have a passion for that, I have a passion for exercise and Girls on the Run of Northwest Arkansas, and also being involved with some activities with our Northwest Arkansas Filipino American Association, which has been a lot of fun. And we've partnered with them in some community activities to help educate the community about the Filipino culture. So I want to thank OCA and for advocating the work that we do. You heard a lot from Tony and Joanne and Rahul, and it's such a pleasure to be a part of this company. I also want to thank, there's very strong leaders who have mentored me and believed in me, and to my family, my husband, Mark, who's always loved and appreciated me for who I am, and my children, Kirsten, Reese, Aizen, Meredith, they keep me going every day. And as I think about these leaders and the people who have brought me to where I am today, I want all of you to think about, how are you being a part of the solution? How are you getting engaged in a way that you feel comfortable, either through education or advocacy? Each of us doing something helps to promote a more inclusive environment, and continue to make the most of every day that you have. So thank you all. Appreciate it.
And Pauline, congratulations and thank you for your remarks. So much appreciated and right on the money. Now I'd like to welcome up to the stage to present their honoree is LaCarrie Jackson, Global Diversity and Inclusion Manager at UPS. And look at how smooth and on time that was, LaCarrie. Compared to what I've had so far, I was like, all I need is one more and you're right on time.
Thanks so much, Richard. Can you hear me?
I can, and you sound great.
Yay, good deal. Thanks so much. So, hello everyone. UPS and the UPS Foundation are so proud to be a longstanding partner of OCA, and we're honored to be a part of this special occasion. To be with so many special individuals who are committed to the inclusive work of OCA is powerful. Every day, UPS employees devote the best of their talent, time, and energy to build stronger, safer, and more resilient communities around the world. We know that our people are our greatest asset. And so perhaps you can understand the depth of my excitement and this sense of honor that I feel to be able to introduce the UPS recipient of the 2020 OCA National Asian Pacific American Corporate Achievement Award. Ching Xiao is a senior product manager of e-commerce for UPS, and she's also the chair and president for the UPS Corporate Asian BRG Network. Ching began working for UPS in 2016 and has successfully led the Asian BRG Network for the past 2 years. Under Ching's leadership, the Asian BRG Network, they've grown immensely in the number of chapters and its membership. They've made significant impact in the AAPI community through volunteerism. They've bridged the gap between the AAPI community and UPS, ultimately driving value to the UPS enterprise and to society. They've amplified the engagement of senior leaders at UPS as well, and heightened talent development and visibility of AAPI employees through the OCA MAP mentoring program. And finally, I want to note that they've enhanced UPS's reputation with our stakeholders. Last year, the UPS volunteer goal for our employees was 6 volunteer hours per employee for the entire 2019 calendar year. So, not just talking the talk, but leading by example and walking the walk, Ching surpassed the employee goal and volunteered 60.5 hours during the 2019 calendar year. Not 6 hours for the year, 60.5. And this volunteer time was spent in the community between serving on boards, teaching, training, and tutoring, fundraising, hosting special events, and assisting with coaching and recreational activities. So, everyone, I think you clearly see what we see at UPS, and that is Ching is an amazing leader, and she is so deserving of this auspicious award. So now I present to you one of the most influential BRG leaders at UPS and one of the greatest advocates for the AAPI community, Ching Xiao.
Wow, LaCarrie. Thank you so much for the kind introduction. I could never imagine that. I really appreciate it. So I was extremely honored to be nominated to the, oh, can you guys hear me? Oh, great. Can anybody confirm?
Yes.
I'm not seeing myself. Awesome, okay, perfect. So again, I am really extremely honored to be nominated to the OCA Corporate Achievement Award by UPS Foundation, and then to be selected by OCA and the OCA Business Advisory Council. It was truly surreal until I opened a very well-packaged box delivered by UPS, and thank you OCA for the business, with this beautiful crystal trophy. So we still have a journey ahead of us to push well-qualified AAPI employees up the corporate ladder. We all need to advocate for ourselves and for others in our community to get the representation we desire at senior levels in corporate America. To do so, we need to continue to be excellent at what we do, involving community services, and ultimately get more allies that can help us achieve our goals. We should all be proud of the richness of our cultures that we all represent, and trust that our fellow colleagues are not only interested in our traditions and what makes us unique, but how that affects our thinking and our ability to contribute meaningfully to our roles. Diversity of people and class make our companies better. And leading UPS Asian BRG for the past 2 years, I am fortunate to see on a daily basis what an extremely talented and engaged community we have. I hope I am heading the right direction and making a positive change on my fellow UPS employees and our community. And I am committed to continue doing that and encouraging others to join this effort. So thank you again to UPS, to everybody, and OCA, and all of our supporters. Thank you. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Qing. Congratulations. Well deserved. This is a great message that you've brought for all of us to hear. And if the control room can please allow me to push my video out, that would be great. Yes, and if you could change that particular preference so I do not need to request, that would be good too. Up next for you, from Verizon, to present their honoree, MAGDA YRIZARRY, Chief Diversity Officer and Senior Vice President, Employee Development, Experience, and Diversity at Verizon. MAGDA, are you out there? Anybody want to pretend? Oh, you are? Okay, great.
Yes, I am. Hi, how is everyone?
Good to have you, MAGDA.
It's good to be here. I'm trying. Can you see me now?
Yes, and we can hear you too. All yours. The stage is yours.
Fantastic. So my thanks to OCA, National American Pacific American Advocates, for having me here. It is a true honor and privilege to introduce to you Verizon's awardee of the Corporate Achievement Award, QUINNIE Wang. QUINNIE is a leader on the Global Diversity and Inclusion team. QUINNIE leads diversity and inclusion brand, reputation, and partnership work. She has a huge job, and her background in marketing uniquely positions her for this work. And she has the regard and respect of the marketing team, as well as her colleagues in D&I, for really being able to create the narrative, to create the platform for diversity and inclusion to be understood, and to be a part of really driving inclusion at Verizon. She's always had a big job. And in 2020, with the pandemic and the global reckoning that we're experiencing for racial justice, her job has grown even bigger. One recent example I'd like to share with you about her work is work that she did with our Pan-Asian Corporate Excellence Employee Resource Group, and did that in partnership with the Asian American Justice Center. And that's what QUINNIE does all the time and immensely well. She pulls people together internally with external partners. And this was really very important with the rising anti-Asian sentiment during COVID-19. QUINNIE led what we called courageous conversations across Verizon, bringing people together to really better understand each other, to create a safe place for that sharing, a non-judgmental environment, so we can really better understand and support one another. She didn't stop there. As the next step to those conversations, she's now organizing bystander intervention training. Hashtag no bystanders allowed, right? So that employee resource group members can be equipped with practical strategies to help when they see others being harassed. Let me give you just another example of the work that she leads cross-functionally, again, just always pulling across all of our 10 ERGs. You can imagine across the year, many, many Heritage Month celebrations. This time, I'm going to just highlight the Asian Pacific American Heritage Month celebration and work that was done and the quotes that came from many, many of these celebrations about QUINNIE. Because of QUINNIE's work, people said things like, the company gets it. It's an it's in all the way, and we're showing how differences bring out the best in everyone. Another quote from an employee: it's easy to feel marginalized and afraid to be who you are. But now I feel reinvigorated. I feel empowered. Not only do I belong here, but I have this sense of appreciation. That's what QUINNIE does. Her leadership, her commitment, her resilience help over 130,000 employees build a strong culture of equity and inclusion at Verizon. And QUINNIE is known to say that she's got the best job at Verizon. She brings such passion, such energy, and such commitment. I've seen her put her best in everything she does every day. And it's with absolute pleasure that I get to introduce and present to you Verizon's QUINNIE Wong.
Thank you, Magda.
Thank you, QUINNIE.
All right. Thank you so much again, Magda. Yes, I do have the best job at Verizon because I have the best boss, Magda. And I also have the best work partners across the company. And I have to call out one of them, who is the one who nominated me, Emilio Gonzalez. He's our director in partner alliances. He's an expert in his field, and he's such a great work partner, and he's the best mentor for me personally. So I want to thank you, Emilio, for everything that you do for the company and how you help others like me to continue to thrive. And I promise you, I'll continue to pay forward to others as what you've done for me. So I am, of course, deeply honored to receive this award today. And I also want to say I'm proud to be a Chinese American woman at this time in this country. I'm proud to be a first-generation immigrant to this country. And I'm also very proud that I'm a diversity and inclusion advocate. I think some of you may empathize with what I'm gonna share. So the way that I was brought up, I will always feel I wasn't good enough, that I had to work extra hard. I just should keep my head down, not worry about other things. And it's almost in my nature that I would just be a bystander. That's good enough. Let's not get into conflict. That's how I saw myself, how I was brought up, but not anymore. I'm so excited and proud and grateful that I have the opportunity to do what I'm doing today at Verizon, that I am making sure I am seen, others are seen, our voices are heard, and those who don't have a voice, we help them be heard. And I'm also extremely excited that we can all work together. So no longer are we bystanders, but we're taking action. So that's what we do every day at Verizon in my day job, D&I. And I'm so glad that I can work with different partners, and I can work on all the communications work that would help build our D&I brand and show us, yes, we can be who we are and we can thrive. So thank you, OCA, for giving me these awards. Thank you, Verizon, for giving me the opportunity to work in this wonderful environment. Thank you.
QUINNIE, congratulations, and thank you for your remarks. You know, every year, OCA touches hundreds of thousands of AAPIs through its programming and its advocacy work and direct engagement along the way too. And your support is necessary in ensuring that OCA can continue its work toward a more prosperous future. So please now watch the following video to learn more about the work that OCA does.
OCA, Asian Pacific American Advocates, is a national civil rights and social justice organization dedicated to advancing the social, political, and economic well-being of the over 22 million Asian Americans and 1.2 million Pacific Islanders in the United States.
For over 45 years, OCA has been a leader in our community. With over 50 chapters and affiliates around the country, OCA reaches hundreds of thousands of AAPIs through our programs and advocacy.
Our agenda includes fair immigration, inclusive and accessible education, racial equity and inclusion, civic engagement, and workforce development and technology access.
As the fastest growing racial group in the U.S., our voice is critical in our schools, our workplaces, and our voting process. OCA chapters create space and communities for AAPI in their region and have been central in advocating for AAPIs to local and state government.
Through our national advocacy and leadership programs, we are able to empower high school students, college students, and working professionals.
OCA's signature programs like Mentoring Asian American Professionals, the AAPI Women's Initiative, or APA Youth Advocate offer tools, resources, and networks for all ages to learn about AAPI identity and advocacy while building their leadership skills.
By breaking glass and bamboo ceilings, we can show that our stories matter, that we are more than the model minority.
Located in the heart of Washington, D.C., OCA includes 10 full-time staff members who work to ensure that our voices are heard at the national and the local levels.
With your continued support, we have been able to successfully pivot our programming during these uncertain times, respond to calls for essential goods and services, and mobilize against anti-Asian hate.
It's crucial that we continue to fight for policies that advance our civil rights. Asian American and Pacific Islander narratives and experiences are part of the tapestry that makes this country great.
Thank you for joining us in our fight for justice, equity, and opportunity. Together, we can embrace the hopes and aspirations of all Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders.
And thank you, OCA, for what you do for America. Up next to present their honoree is Al Rafat, Operations Officer at the Chicago Field Office at McDonald's Corporation. Al, are you there?
Richard, can you hear me?
I gotcha. It's good to hear you.
All right, you're on a roll.
What is that, 2 in a row, right? Okay.
Hey,
and I know
hey, 2 in a row is 2.
Yeah, there you go. Do you just have to hit start video in the bottom, and then the control room will let your video on?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't get on video because I'm literally on the side of a road and managing bandwidth. But so I apologize for that. But
well, I got a half win then on this one, right? A half win.
There you go. Hey, it still counts. So good afternoon, everyone. So first off, I want to express our gratitude really to you for providing us with the opportunity to nominate what we think is one of our shining stars on our team. I want to introduce you to REINA PARAISO. REINA's been a member of our team and our family really since 2013 when she started her journey as a business analyst on the technology side of McDonald's. Now, since then, she's served in a number of roles within our team. And in each of those, I tell you that we see unmistakable leadership and just an outstanding commitment to excellence. She's now leading within our drive-thru technology segment as our senior technical product manager. And she's really helping to shape the future solutions that we're going to utilize globally to enhance our customers' experience as they visit their local McDonald's restaurant. So her role is very significant in shaping future for us. I've had the privilege myself of working with REINA for now almost 3 years when she took over really the lead position for the headquarters chapter of our Asia Pacific Middle East network. Having spent a fair amount of time with REINA on our EBM Council and being able to participate in some of the work that she's done to support and elevate engagement within our team, I'm just really humbled by her commitment to her fellow employees and the communities that she's able to impact in her role. You know, REINA really approaches all things, but especially these last few months, the challenges that we've had with open MARBs. She's always willing to jump in and always ready to lead the goal of impacting not just the team members or the employees within our admin team in McDonald's, but really the communities that she can support and engage. On top of all this, you know, she also leads our Global Technology STEM program, which works with nonprofit organizations to really educate students around, about McDonald's, but also really encouraging them to pursue careers in STEM courses and fields that I think will help really shape their futures and have global impact for us. On behalf of our Asia Pacific Middle East Employee Business Network and the leadership team, for me, it's truly a pleasure to be able to take a moment here and recognize REINA and introduce her to you and encourage you to keep an eye on her, because she is going to be a leader for us for many years to come. And so with that, REINA, I'll hand it off to you. Congratulations.
REINA, we can't hear you. Al, thank you for those very nice remarks. REINA, try also starting your video if you can. Again, those buttons on the lower left if you're looking at the browser. So REINA, we see you, we see your name, but we can't hear you. REINA, we'd love to hear your acceptance remarks. I got a feeling you're real close, because we all can see your name up there. And Al, thanks for pulling over for those remarks to introduce REINA and to congratulate her for her award tonight. REINA, I'll give you one last shout out here. If you can hear or hit the button that says start video and unmute on the lower left, that'd be super cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can see I jinxed myself here. I was congratulating myself for getting 2 or 3 of these working in a row, and now look what happened. I'll tell you what, as REINA is working on that, we're going to move on to our next honoree, and if REINA can get on board, we will definitely go there. I'd like to introduce from Wells Fargo, Joanna Zong, Senior VP of Acquisition Marketing at Wells Fargo. And Joanna, are you around? You are. Great.
Yes. Hi, Richard. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you saved me. Thank you, Joanna.
Let's high five.
High five, and over to you, my friend.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. It's really an honor to join you today to celebrate the important achievements of today's honorees at the annual National Asian Pacific American Corporate Achievement Awards. I first like to take a moment and recognize Ken Lee, Chief Executive Officer, Tu Nguyen, Director, and Sharon Wong, OCA President, for your hard work and commitment to leading OCA with such a tremendous vision and purpose. And to the board, OCA members, advocates, and supporters with us here today, thank you for your dedication. I want to first commend OCA on all of the work it has done over the past 40 years for their dedication to advancing the social, political, and economic well-being of Asian Pacific Americans. We all know that OCA is one of the oldest Asian American civil rights advocacy organizations in the nation, with deep roots in the Chinese American community. So on behalf of Wells Fargo, let me say that we're very proud of the relationship we have with OCA and support and value the organization's goal to advocate for our AAPI communities and leaders across the nation. I'm proud to work for a company with a corporate vision that extends beyond helping our customers and succeed financially, and understands how critical it is to be an active participant in our communities. In 2019, Wells Fargo contributed over $26 million to nonprofits and educational programs, specifically serving the Asian community. Essential to this is the passion and commitment our employees bring to the community, serving as volunteers and on boards at community organizations across the nation. And perhaps no one embodies this strength and commitment to the community as does Ryan Hung, So Ryan is the Vice President for Wells Fargo's Northeast Branch Banking Business Development Office and is based in New York City. An 18-year company veteran, Ryan is a multifaceted financial services leader with a knack for building, engaging, and influencing teams across diversity, culture, and geography. Ryan started his career in 2002 as a part-time teller for Wells Fargo in Orange County, California. He has held various leadership roles supporting different lines of business over the years. A proud first-generation Vietnamese American, Ryan is passionate about serving the AAPI community by engaging fellow employees in the education, advocacy, and appreciation for Asian American heritage. In 2018, Wells Fargo recognized Ryan as the Volunteer of the Year. And I also have the pleasure of experiencing Ryan's servant leadership through his involvement on the Asian Connection Team Member Network. In 2019, under his guidance, Asian Connection earned the prestigious Wells Fargo Diversity Champion Award for its innovative civic approach to supporting the New York area AAPI community. Even during the pandemic, Ryan continues to serve the community and those around him, even by virtual means. So with his enthusiasm, energy, and commitment to help others succeed, Ryan is deserving of the OCA National Asian Pacific American Corporate Achievement Award. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me and our Wells Fargo colleagues in congratulating Ryan Hung on his OCA Corporate Achievement Award. Ryan?
All right. Well, thank you, Joanna, for the thoughtful introduction and for being my advocate. Thank you, OCA, for this opportunity and for continuing to host this wonderful ceremony and the panel discussions that we've seen the last few days in this new virtual environment. I think it's really important for us to continue that conversation so that we can learn from each other and just pull everyone up. Also, huge congrats to the other honorees. So in my tenure at Wells Fargo, I've always wanted to be a proponent of building a bridge, like Frank said earlier, between the company I worked at and the community at large, especially the Asian community. And I could not build this bridge without some of my best friends at work in Asian Connection, like Allison and Stephanie and me and Bill, Patrick Joyce, and so many others. They inspire me to do more, and I will continue to do more with their support. Together, we've achieved so much, creating cultural awareness, providing professional development opportunities, advocating for change, volunteering in our communities, networking, collaborating with other networks and ERGs. It's been wonderful with them. And just recently, with the increase in Asian bias tax, we hosted an unconscious bias. It was just a great reminder that we all are in this together. I'm also very, very grateful for my manager, Brian, who supports me and inspires me to stay involved, so thank you. Again, I'm honored to receive this award and I share it with so many others. I also want to dedicate this award to all the essential workers out there, like my branch team members, my first responders, the healthcare professionals that are helping keep us safe during this pandemic. And I'll just end with a few reminders. Don't forget to complete the census, to go vote, to stay involved. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you, and stay healthy. Come on.
All right, Ryan, thank you so much. And he gets the award also for the most dynamic coat today. I'm wearing this boring black suit with not a bow tie, but something close to it. And guess who we've got? REINA is here. REINA PARAISO. It's good to see you, REINA. And congratulations on your award. Al, as you heard earlier, maybe, from McDonald's, presenting you with that award. So REINA, now that we've got the technology figured out, we move from Ryan to you. REINA, the stage is yours. I can hear you.
Okay, great. Got a love and hate technology relationship right now. So Al, thank you for that wonderful words, and again, and for everything that you're doing for the team, and especially for being one of a great mentor to me. So I appreciate all the help and guidance this past couple of years. But first, I want to thank OCA. So again, thank you for this beautiful award. I am very honored to be one of this year's corporate achievement recipients, and also want to celebrate my fellow awardees today for all of the fantastic work they've done and the impact they made this past year. To be recognized by my peers and management because of my contribution in the AAPI community and my commitment to diversity and inclusion is very special. Without the support of my mentors, my team, managers, and directors, I wouldn't be able to do what I love to do. I also want to take this opportunity to give my appreciation and gratitude to Medi Valenzuela, who couldn't be here today, Al Rafat, Sharmila Fowler, and the McDonald's leadership team. Thank you for being a leading advocate for inclusivity and for fostering better opportunities at McDonald's and within the AAPI community. I also want to give thanks to my network for being go-getters, passionate, dedicated members, and forward thinkers, for their endless support and the leadership in this past few years on continuing to elevate the Asian talents at McDonald's. We have a lot of work ahead of us and many critical programs to launch next year, such as our leadership development series, new community outreach program, the revamp of our mentorship program. And lastly, I want to say that today, more than ever, we need to take the time to educate ourselves. With the global crisis ongoing and social injustices, we need to be more informed, be more vocal, more involved in our communities, and be better allies. We need to act as one and connect with those around us and find some time to listen and to be open to having those difficult conversations about racism, about equality, equal rights, and more importantly, how you can make an impact during these challenging times. So please, in the next couple of weeks, especially in November, please practice your right to vote. Again, I want to thank OCA and the McDonald's team for this award.
Thank you, REINA. We did it.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations. That's right. Go vote, participate in the census, get it done, as they say. Next to introduce their honoree is Rahul Andrews Jr., VP of Multicultural Leadership at AARP. Rahul, it's good to see you. I know you're also a real tech guru because you were coaching us before we came on the air today. You got it right. So it's good to see you.
Good evening, Richard. Always good to see you as well. Want to give thanks immediately to Sharon and Ken for the hard work that OCA does day in and day out for all Americans, particularly those plying in the vineyards of corporate America at every level. On behalf of our 38 million members and the 2.3 million members in the great state of Texas who call that state home, it's my profound privilege tonight to introduce to some and to present to all others for a Corporate Achievement Award, my teammate and our state director in Texas, Tina Tran. If achievement is the goal, best must be the standard. And as we salute and recognize and acknowledge all of the OCA honorees tonight, I can tell you with great pride that Tina Tran is one of the best that OCA has decided to honor, not only this year, but in all prior years. Tina Tran, in sum, is a smart person with integrity who cares about others. She cares about our mission, and she cares about making sure that we suit up every day and uphold ourselves to our high standards and our high ideals on behalf of the rights and interests of people 50 and older. AARP is recently coming off celebrating its 60th anniversary. And in my 25 years of management, being the person who signed the paperwork for Tina Tran to be elevated to state director in the Mega 7 region that I oversee is one of my most proud achievements, subject to and accept this opportunity to present her here tonight. In 2016, AARP did a strategic planning exercise, and we created one of the most interesting strategic business units in corporate America, where we combine the 7 most populous states in the country, including Texas. And yes, that includes California, Florida, New York, Illinois, and others in a region. And we were trying to better leverage our opportunities for reach and to better triage challenges for people 50 plus, both members and non-members. And so to see Tina step up and show out in the role that she's playing for all of AARP in the state of Texas. Right now, today, she's fighting with the state of Texas about safe voting options so folks can go to the polls in a matter of their choosing. She's fighting state and local government and about nursing home transparency and reform as we see the horror stories on MSNBC and other places about people trapped in nursing homes in this pandemic. And then she's also fighting hard and leading a team of volunteers and staff around better livable community options so that folks can live, study, work, play, and retire with better affordable housing options, with better transportation options, and better amenities in public spaces. These are some of the many things that are under Tina's domain. And I count on her as one of my right-hand directors in AARP on issues related to Texas and nationwide. So what I want to do now is, on behalf of her nominator and my teammate, Daphne Kwok, and all of the AARP family, I ask that the OCA nation please give an appropriate recognition and salute to my teammate and our champion down in Texas, Ms. Tina Tran of AARP Texas. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you so much, Raul. And by the way, we know that your name is not RALWE Andres. Don't worry, you didn't have a new name today when you came to OCA. It was a little bit of a typo that I think folks probably saw. Raul, thank you so much. Tina, are you there?
I hope so. Hi, can you hear me?
All right, yes. Can you see me?
I can see you, but I'm trying to get my video to start here. And it doesn't seem to.
If you hit the button, the control room will then let you in.
Okay, let's see. I'm hitting the button. Oh, there we go. Hi.
Hey, bingo. All right. All right.
First, I just want to point out I am wearing a button that's to our patron saint, Sandra O, that says it's an honor just to be Asian.
There you go. Sandra, if you're out there, Tina's doing the shout out.
Of course, you must be watching, right?
He is. Over to you, my friend.
Thank you. So thank you so much, Raul, for the kind introduction and for being as supportive of a mentor and a boss that anyone could really hope to have. I also want to thank Daphne Kwok for nominating me for the OCA Corporate Achievement Award. I know Daphne is a legend at OCA, and she's also a legend at AARP for being a powerhouse for strategy, inclusivity, and innovation, and for being kind. I count myself very lucky to call her a friend. And really, Raul and Daphne are amongst amazing leadership at AARP that has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the development and advancement of diverse leaders, and I am very much a beneficiary of that. I also want to thank OCA advocates for this recognition. It's an honor to be recognized by an organization with such a storied reputation for advocacy and advancing the visibility of AAPI issues. I want to give a special shout out to the Greater Houston chapter that continues to do impactful work on the ground every single day. I also want to acknowledge, I think my family and my friends are watching, including my parents, my in-laws, my husband, who have been incredibly supportive of my career at AARP. As a part of a family of refugees from Vietnam, we were the beneficiaries of kindness from strangers many times over, from the actions of Black civil rights leaders urging officials for admittance into the United States, to the white Christian family who sponsored us and welcomed us into their home. I also, we may have worked really hard to pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps, but we were also bolstered by the strong safety net systems the United States had to offer. When asked The late Justice Ginsburg gave this advice for living: to make life a little better for people less fortunate than you. That is what I think a meaningful life is. One lives for not just for oneself, but one for community. So I can really think of no greater honor and exercise of my privilege than to serve this country that has given us so much. To be able to carry out the mission of AARP to empower people to choose how they live as they age, and to serve alongside a team as talented and passionate as our team in Texas. There really has been no greater joy. So I want to thank again OCA for this beautiful award. And I'm so happy to be able to join you. I wish it was in person with a beautiful meal, but you know, rain check. So thank you so much. And it's my pleasure to be with you all today. And congratulations to the other nominees and awardees.
Thank you so much, Tina. And Sandra, oh, by the way, message, and she said congratulations too.
Oh, great, thank you.
Yeah, I got right to it. For you. Tina, thank you so much. Up next to introduce our honoree, Tony Waller, Senior Director, Constituent Relations over at Walmart. Hey, I got to see you twice.
Twice, it's so special.
You know, you are special.
No, the honor, I'm special because I get to hang out with you.
No, the honorees.
No, yeah, and the honorees too, but you are the man. One day I'm gonna grow up to be just like you.
That's the other way around, and at least I didn't curse you this time in terms of getting you back on time, because I've been absolutely bad luck. But Tony, the studio's yours, as they say.
Why, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. So I have the honor right now to present a very special award. I was having a conversation with Ken Lee not too long ago, and thanks to him, I definitely agreed with him that a special award should be given. So I would like right now to present a special Corporate Achievement Award to Joanne Tabanea Murphy. Joanne, it's you, girl. It is you. I am so very, very happy to present this award to Joanne. I know that she's, shocked. I know that I will get shot after this is over, but I'll get over it because it will be worth every beating that she gives me as a result. Because Joanne is one of the most humble, giving individuals I have ever met. When I hired Joanne to be part of my team, I knew that Joanne, without a shadow of a doubt, would be great. I had no idea just how great she was going to be. I knew she was going to do great work for us. But what she has brought to Walmart and the work that we are doing in communities is beyond anything that I could ever imagine. No one is as passionate for the AAPI community, and not just for the AAPI community, but for diverse and multicultural communities as a whole. Whether you're talking Native American community, or the disability community, or the women's community, or the African American community, or the millennial community, I'm telling you, girlfriend is all up in it each and every day. We would not be where we are today were it not for the great efforts of Joanne Tabanea Murphy. And I mean that with all sincerity. We are better as a team because of Joanne. Joanne, I appreciate you so much. And I know that I don't tell you often enough just how much you mean to me, and just how much you mean to the constituent relations team, and just how much you mean to Walmart. We are living better because of you. And I, for one, am so grateful and so honored to have you as part of my team. And I hope that you don't leave me anytime soon, because I tell you, there is so much more for you to do. You have done so much, whether we're talking about the work that we've done in the global women's community, whether we're talking about the work that we've done in advocating for people with disabilities, whether we've done on the work that we've done with the AAPI community, with the youth, with colleges, with computers, with food, with advocacy, you name it. We have done amazing work. You are our conscience, and I need you for that. And so I just hope that you don't go anywhere no time soon. But you know something? I I say all of this because I know that despite the fact that you've done such great work thus far, we ain't seen nothing yet. The best for you is yet to come. And I hope to be around to see that happen. It is my honor to present this special Corporate Achievement Award to the incomparable Joanne Tabileya Murphy. And the crowd goes crazy. Yes, yes, yes. Joanne, it's on you.
Oh my gosh, that's not fair, you guys. You have me in tears. Not fair at all. Yes, Ken, you got me. I have to say, Tony, your words mean so much. The fact that the leadership, you all at OCA understand me and where I'm coming from, you're patient with me. I can't do any of this work and just love what I do without Tony's leadership and Lee Culpepper's leadership. You make it all worthwhile. And then it makes it so easy to support OCA and to volunteer and to really just help where I can. It's a collaborative effort, obviously, but you know, I'm really grateful to Tony for letting me just kind of do my thing and letting me fly. Ken, you you pulled this one off really good. I was not expecting this, but I'm thankful for your friendship and your partnership, and for allowing me, for the BAC members, allowing me to create and innovate and dream with where we can go. So thank you all so much. I'm touched and I love you all. And I think I kick it over back to Richard, right? Oh, to David, I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm on. Thank you, Joanne. Congratulations, Joanne.
Thank you.
And also congratulations to all of the honorees this evening. What an inspirational group of role models for our next generation of leaders to learn from. But I know all of us are waiting for one more award to be announced, and this one has been kept a surprise until today. Well, technically, this is the second surprise today now. We are extremely pleased to present the 2020 Community Service Award to one of tonight's Corporate Achievement Awards recipients. Community involvement is a vital part of a company's outreach efforts into the local communities they serve. This is a way for companies to demonstrate good corporate citizenship by giving back to the community and establishing partnerships that help the company and community thrive together. The Community Service Award is presented to an individual who exemplifies the commitment of a corporate employee to volunteerism and community service. This year's Corporate Achievement Award candidates were all exemplary role models in their community. Each has given their time on behalf of their company and on their own personal time as well. It was a very tough decision and the judging was very close. This year's recipient is truly an inspiration through the individual's own personal triumphs. This person has continuously given back to the community with a selfless attitude and unwavering commitment. Without further ado, it is our pleasure to present to you this year's recipient of the Community Service Award, Mr. Ryan Hong of Wells Fargo. Ryan, please come to the stage. Ryan? Is Ryan there?
I think Ryan's changing his coat. That great coat he was wearing earlier. He wanted to come back looking just as spiffy. There he is. All right.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Oh, wow. 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 Thank you. Wow. What an honor. I don't even know what to say. I guess I'll share a story. A few years ago, I was a volunteer teaching citizenship, and my parents were actually in town, and they got to observe the class. And at the end of the class, my dad actually stood up and gave a little motivational speech, if you will, and shared his story and words of wisdom, because my parents are immigrants from Vietnam, and they came here with nothing, and they had to learn the language and became citizens themselves and worked really hard to provide for our family. And it was just one of those speeches that was heartwarming. And in that moment, as he was speaking to all my students who are about to take their citizenship test, a couple of weeks from then, I just felt that I was doing something right. I was doing something good, and that I need to continue doing good for the community. And I guess that is maybe partly why I stay involved, and I want to continue staying involved. And I know there's a lot more work to be done, especially in our Asian community, but then also, in all our diverse communities right now. We can be allies for each other. We can lift everyone up. And I'm, I guess, so inspired by everyone here tonight, all the other honorees, and thank you, Joanna, for the opportunity, and OCA for this opportunity. Definitely inspired by everyone, and we'll continue the good work. We got a lot of work to do. So again, thank you, and stay well, everyone.
Thank you, Ryan. And now coming up to the stage, I believe, is Ken Lee.
Well, thank you very much. And to all of tonight's honorees, I had a chance to listen to a lot of the panels this week and to hear you tonight. There were so many great discussions on finding mentors, breaking the glass ceiling, breaking the bamboo ceiling, ways to improve yourself. And I want to say the word, emphasize yourself separately, because I think it's important that it is separate. You got to do it individually as yourself so that you can make things happen, as well as being of value to your company. As you know, if you're not of value to your company, then it's kind of like, well, what's the value proposition here? So in hearing all of you, you have all exemplified that by being a value to the company. With the pandemic, I heard many new ways of how you guys are accomplishing that, using video meetings or having coffee while you're on video, which is kind of cool. Planning time for yourself, making sure that you don't overwork yourself, as a lot of my crew has, because there's just so many meetings that go on. I just wish you a great positive career. I look forward to seeing some of you with titles of vice presidents, senior vice presidents, and maybe one day CEOs of the company you work for, or another company. You never know where you go. But tonight, I want to recognize some of our sponsors tonight. Wells Fargo, as you know, I still bank with them. They're a great company. Building a better bank is their little tagline. T-Mobile, if you don't know, that is my phone of choice and my phone that I use all the time. And they are you with us? So if you're not, you may want to consider them. UPS, of course, the love of my life for many years, moving at the speed of business. And all of you at UPS now, if you're listening in, I know you're being taxed, but I know you can do the job and get the work done and get the deliveries out there. Verizon, I just want to give a highlight and shout out to Verizon. Though I don't have a Verizon phone, I have to be honest with who I use. And but I was in the store with my in-laws, and we went into a Verizon store, and the customer service was so wonderful in that store. I actually had to write Emilio to tell him how wonderful the service was in there. And better matters. And obviously that's true with what I found in that store. AARP, I am a lifetime member of AARP, and their motto is to serve, not be served. So keep up your health, keep up your exercise, make sure that you are strong out there and doing it right. Next is McDonald's. And so, you know, I didn't want to be too cheesy and show you the food I ate last night, but I actually had McDonald's on the way home. My wife and I were coming home late last night around 10 o'clock. And of all places, McDonald's is open. You can get a quick snack. We got in there, got a quick snack, and it was wonderful. The service was good. The people were nice, and the fries were the best you can ever have. So what else can I say? And with Walmart, we shop there all the time. Save money, live better, I think is exactly what happens when you walk into a Walmart. So I hope that you folks do that. I also would like to thank OCA's Executive Council and the National Board for their support and energy. The honorary co-chairs, Daphne Kwok, Leslie Mokaiser, and Virginia Ng for this event. And I want to thank the staff. And I'm going to start with the newest person that we have, which is Lady Marie Bolilan, who is the chapter and membership. Jaewa Shim, who has programs. Aili Fong, communications. Kent Tong, programs. Kelly Tien, finance manager. And most of all, and not the one that is better than everybody else, but kind of better than everybody else, I hate to say. She's the one that makes all this happen. You see their names up there. They're all in the background working and making this video work. And so Tu Nguyen is our director and doing a fantastic job. So with that, I just want to thank everybody for everything you do. Joanne, you're wonderful and I think I got you this time. So you're wonderful as our business advisory chair. David, thank you for helping us out tonight with your emceeing as well. And Richard, of all people, obviously no breaking news going on tonight. Otherwise you would have had to break away. He is what I was told. Breaking news is one of the most difficult jobs they have in the news industry. And if you can think about it, you have to be able to pivot at a moment's notice. So what happens, it's true, right? Am I right? Absolutely.
It is.
True. And so I was told that Richard is one of the best at that particular area. You can put Richard there in front of a camera and he can do breaking news for 4 hours in a row is what I was told. So I don't know how true that is, but you obviously did this event very well. So thank you very much. I turn it back over to you, Richard. And again, one more time, thank you staff for doing such a wonderful job.
Breaking news is you just had a great gala is what it is, Ken Lee. Fantastic. You got it done. You did it live. Congratulations to OCA, to you, Ken, and all the leadership at OCA, an organization that I've come to really embrace over the last 10, 15 years. So thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, with Ken's kind goodbyes and embrace, this concludes this year's OCA National Asian Pacific American Corporate Achievement Awards. Congratulations once again to all the honorees, and thanks to all of the sponsors, of course, as Ken had just outlined. Thank you again for joining all of us this evening. We look forward to seeing you next year. Who knows what the year will bring, but we'll be here. Ladies and gentlemen, good night and enjoy the rest of the evening. See you later.